I'm Matt. Today, kicking us off with the reintroduction, we've got Lightsbane and Yuki playing Bartok and Zeros.
Hello, I'm Zeros,
Hello.
tech support.
Above Lightsbane, we have Keatastic, aka the Bird, aka the Bard, aka Gavilan.
Hi, it's me. I'm back in bird form.
We have Mimi Monique with us in spirit, aka I'll be playing his characters. And we have the Catboy and Alverber playing Seth, the Catboy, and Alvera.
Hello.
Meow.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, it's
And
me.
what happened in part one? Just summarize it. What do we know?
The cat goes meow.
Keith, what do we know so far?
Uh,
I actually paid attention. Can I take this one?
Thank you. Yes, please do.
So, we found out that, according to the Emerald Dragon, who we visited, there was a power source on the island that was in control of the Arbu family for generations, that is due to become unstable within a recent time frame. We found that out to be about 6 to 7 weeks tops. We found out that it's in her possession, sort of, still. A rogue automaton has a hold of it, whose name I forgot. That's the only part about this that I did forget, by the way.
now
The Emerald bestowed my character with spellcasting ability, which I used to promptly repair the ship with a high-level spell.
Correct.
Ship is fixed. For now. Hopefully. Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the spellcasting ability. I'm preparing the same spell.
Sounds good.
Be back just once.
While I was repairing the ship, along with Bartok accompanying me for security purposes, the rest of them had tea with Ruri and met her lovable crew of automatons that was working with her.
Oh no, those are puppets. Those are people.
Puppets. Okay.
Yeah. Given automatons in certain circumstances are also people, but yeah. Anyways,
the dude's name I think was Archon 5367.
52
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
37, correct.
And that's about where we are now.
Yep. And you guys are awakened by someone climbing onto the top of your ship.
What the hell?
I go and scout the area.
Climbing on the.
Yeah.
Yes, climbing onto the top of your ship. Which
Is
isn't
it like off
always
the
a sign of
edge?
hostile stuff, because you have allies that aren't currently with you. But as you are scouting out the area, you see, yep, it's Matt. He's on your ship, and he is hugging tightly to the ground, and you can vaguely make out his lips saying, "Stay away from the door."
What
Which
door?
door?
That one. The one leading out to the ship.
Why?
You know what? If you feel like figuring out why, just take a step out.
Well, I
I'm gonna
trust my.
take Matt's word for it.
I'll trust my friend, but I'd like information.
Matt
Is
pulls
that what you?
something out from his bag, throws it in the air, and it just shatters, and he says, "Sniper."
Oh, hell no. Well, we're
I
fucked.
take out my crossbow.
Okay. Do you
Totally.
need-
I
am
want
back.
to use a deception check to make it less obvious that I'm pulling it out of my pouch.
Oh, of course.
Alright, what'd I miss?
It was a sniper.
Yep.
Oh, fine.
You're also going to need to figure out where he came from. The bullet's trajectory is a little weird. Basically, where you're at and the commotion of the waves would make it a little bit harder for it to be tracked based off of pure trajectory.
Okay.
Yep. I've, trust me, I am the sort of guy that would be good at this job. I just
Yeah,
need to
I'm
pull
just
up my
asking
character
for a
sheet.
perception check whenever you get it.
Yeah, I've got legendary in that one moment.
And I also need to have it roll. And considering the distance at which it's at, this is going to be with advantage because, yeah, it's. Okay, I have your DC whenever you're ready.
Hold on, I am trying to find my character sheet. It looks like it got moved.
Shouldn't have.
Yeah, it should be nearish the top. Unless it
is.
got moved when we added.
It's right under Bartok. It's under. Remember, I have files for days, so it's under
there have-
player characters and not under any subfolder from the looks of things.
Hmm.
Did access have changed?
I don't think so. Nope, access is the same.
You can't find your sheet?
Player characters. Why? Why is?
What's
Are you
going
sure,
on?
Matt? I can't find my character sheet. It's not under player characters at the bottom.
That's weird.
Or is that under the Age of Darkness player characters? Are there multiple sections labeled with player characters?
No, it's just one.
Did I lose access to my character sheet?
No, it still says you have it. So it's player characters.
It's underneath the Age of Darkness, and then you open it up and
Age of Darkness player characters. Unless there's
Yeah.
a folder that.
It should be all the way down on the list of the player characters.
Yeah, you're underneath Bartok and Alvara's Familiar.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's further down.
Yeah.
Okay.
There should really be a search feature.
There is.
Oh,
Is that new?
And
No,
you said
it's
I'm
been
rolling
here the
this
entire
with
time.
advantage? My bad.
No, it's rolling stealth at advantage.
Perception first, if you don't mind. Before I even draw my crossbow.
Generally speaking, this thing is far out. It is shooting you from what our world record would be, plus 3 additional football fields.
Well, I just have the weapon for that, fortunately. As my main hand weapon of
Oh
choice.
yes,
Um,
but that is
no,
not like impossible rune. So the problem is more about, I guess, the real battle here. Do you have warfare lore? Does anyone have warfare lore?
Do I? I don't think so.
I do.
Can you roll that for me?
Not very good at it though.
That will be enough. You're rolling 11, so that's pretty good. Yeah, it's at a point where it's a little out of your reach, outside of your one shot, so you probably have to make that count, and
I have to make a count, and I've got just the build for it.
of course, and if
Um,
that fails, Because currently it's hidden. You have a general idea of where it is, so you'd have to make a DC 5
Deception
flat
to make
check.
it less obvious that I'm loading something special into my crossbow.
Okay. No obvious
you want me to
sign
just
as
chuck
to
a-
whether or not it sees through the deception.
do you want me to? How about I just chuck down a smoke grenade to hide what it blew?
That will make it
else is doing.
plainly obvious that we know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay.
I want to get off a shot at this person beforehand.
Hmm.
Because I know it's not the end boss character of the arc.
Correct.
Let's see, in my inventory,
Wait, can I roll perception to figure out where it is too?
You could try.
Oh,
Sure, I'll do it. Well,
I'll do it too.
Yeah, I'll hop on the bandwagon.
let's see.
Do any of you have something where if you roll a regular failure, you get a regular success?
I have legendary in perception.
I have
Nope.
to check because I think Seth does too, and I
I
think they'd be the
think-
only person to have that benefit.
I'm gonna hero
I
point.
clicked from my pouch a card of Cataclysm into the holster.
Yeah, Gavilan, you know exactly where they are. You can
Yeah,
point
I was
out
gonna say, there's
this
Gavilan with his fucking
Zero
nat
so
20.
that he doesn't have to take that
Damn.
5% mischance. However,
Yeah.
you will open yourself up to a shot whenever Zeros does take a shot by doing so.
Sure, I'll do that.
I mean, he is the tank.
Zeros, I basically get out and I don't know how to do this stealthily. I say it's over there.
You have sign language?
No, he does not. So he's gonna take his shot. What is your AC, Gavilan?
My AC is 44.
Well, it's a regular hit.
How much?
It is 55 points of bludgeoning, 1 point of
Uh-huh.
acid damage, 14 points of acid damage to your nearby objects.
What's near me?
The ship. And
Oh.
and 18 fire.
Oh my
Or sorry,
God.
1 fire and 18 precision.
So how much damage is that in total?
55, 56, 57, 67, 75.
I ain't dead yet.
So, I am in response going to blast him with this paired with Oloroth. I can't pronounce that correctly. My ability from the Psychopomps that lets me deal additional flat damage, in conjunction with my damage from using the Impossible Rune to just connect to them.
Of
Wait,
course.
does Gavilan have
And-
Master and AC?
Yes.
And this is a cartridge of Cataclysm, so added effect, Cataclysm.
Right, I still need
You take the damage
roll.
as Cataclysm.
I still need the attack roll.
I
Let
am.
me, I don't have a macro for Cataclysm.
That's fine. It's a complicated one anyways, and honestly, just tell me how many sets of D4s I need. to roll
1,
and how
2,
many.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of 3d10. In
7
addition
sets of
to
3d10.
60 flat damage with a fort save check of, let me pull up my Pathfinder sheet because this isn't on my current character sheet.
And of course, the spell itself, it'll get caught up in that because you're going to be able to get it within spitting distance, even if it doesn't misses. So
Yeah, it's just connected
and
point
what
blank to
save
the
is it
location
for
that it lands.
those again?
Um,
It's a separate one for each, if I'm remembering correctly. But like, what saving modifiers is it using?
so the resistances are treated as 10 lower for each of them.
Which
They
is
get a
good.
single reflex save that applies to all 5 types of damage.
Okay.
Also, this wasn't my spell. I bought this as a level 12 spell. So, well, I don't know what the DC for that would be.
It'd be using your class or spell DC for the way we're using it. But what is your class DC?
My class DC?
Yes.
Where do I find that again?
It's your main ability modifier plus master proficiency. It should be on the main page of your character. You just might have to change the proficiency to master.
Um,
Also, is one of those damage types electricity?
let me double check. I had it listed there. Yes, the third.
Do you currently have 6 in your main ability score, or is it not currently at 6?
It is a +5 mod because I went for a balanced setup. I basically dumped strength and balanced everything else.
Okie dokie. In that case, it'd probably be a 41, which means it saves on everything but the first damage type, or it saves against. Or if one of those is electricity, it does not budge to the electricity side of it.
Okay, it doesn't budge to the third set of D10s.
Okie dokie. So it is 20, then 6, then it heals back 10, so 16. Then it gets another 14, 30. Or no, another 7, so 21. Another 6, 27. Another 7, 30. So it was. So 31, and another 10 for a total of 42 damage from that, and then I still need the damage roll for the.
They also have to bypass a DC 41 fort save for the additional 60 true damage.
They critically succeed,
Okay.
and then I need you to. You rolled the damage for it. I don't have an attack modifier.
Well, the attack can't miss due to the impossible rune, but I'll roll the attack hit.
Oh wait, the impossible rune guarantees the hit in general.
I am fairly certain that an impossible rune just guarantees that I hit a target within my sight once per.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure
in
it's
that
hour.
case, I think it's
Let me
once
double
per
check it
day,
on
but
it.
yeah, I'll give it to you for now, and we can double check in the next break.
Hey Matt, does me getting shot to help him up our teamwork?
It has the same thing Graves did to you.
I don't know what that means.
It used Potestos on you.
And?
Its reaction it reacted to your reaction for the resistance.
That's not what I'm asking.
No, it's building teamwork.
This
what
is
he's
technically
asking.
legacy content now, but here you go. Let me copy paste it.
I'm always fine with legacy content.
I asked, is me taking a bullet to help him improve our score for teamwork?
Well, yes, but Bartok's the only person who has the teamwork score, because that's tied to their item.
So I ignore any circumstance penalty, status penalty, and ranged increment penalty. In other words, I am basically aiming to hit the tile without having to suffer a range penalty.
Okay.
So yes, I do have to roll an attack roll, and not critically fail it.
And of course, Gavilan, as that hit goes through, you see the lens flare that the guy was giving off disappear.
Oh.
Oh, he gone?
Well, his lens is destroyed at the very least.
Oh. Hey, he's blind! Yes.
Get him!
He's blind.
How far is he? How far away is he? I could probably dim door it.
Dimdor has a range of a mile at 5th level.
Well, I'm asking how far away is he?
Yeah,
Like-
he's.
4 miles.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
He's gone.
Oh yeah, no, it's a robot sniper. Yeah.
I proceed to brandish my crossbow and say, "Yeah, not on my watch."
And Matt says, well, that was interesting. Still don't know what I did that offended him so much.
Probably sent by the rogue automaton that we're supposed to be dealing with.
Now,
They just saw you as the first person out on the surface. Luckily, it was you. Most other people might not have responded as well.
I mean, no, I talked with a weird guy in a nice hat. Thought I had a pretty pleasant conversation. Well, actually, it was more of like the hood made out of like foliage and whatnot, and then I walked for a couple miles away and had to quickly duck under a shot, and ran to the nearest place I could find cover, which was a boat. Which, by the way, do you know how hard it is to dodge bullets while swimming? Not as hard as you'd think, but
Why the
harder than you
hell?
might know.
It depends entirely on how good of a swimmer you are,
Well,
and whether or not you have to worry about breathing.
I mean, I still have to worry about breathing, but I am a pretty good swimmer. Always has been. Always have been. Anyways, good to know you made it on time. How was the training?
I enjoyed it.
Okay. The prank war was
Something.
intriguing.
I'm sorry, a prank war?
There was a.
The training devolved into a prank war
Yeah, Zoko.
after
probably-
multiple cases of infighting.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I did not appreciate that prank war.
I did not participate.
You say that after what just happened, but okay.
You mean me getting shot? What?
No.
Then I don't know what you mean.
I was talking to Firefox over here.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Never mind.
Well, regardless, good to see you all.
I ended up
made
shooting
it.
myself and I was concussed. What was I supposed to do?
I don't want to hear it. God, just let Matt talk. Let Matt talk.
By the way, sorry about the little prank I pulled in case anyone actually started a prank war. Had to be involved. Callistrian Wasp, you know.
Of course it was you. Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's you get the negative side effects for a day, and then it goes away permanently. It's pretty harmless.
Thankfully, that's this timeline's strain of it. I took one look at those markings and was like, yeah, that's in
Oh,
poor
no,
taste.
no. If you give it to other people, it lasts forever, but the wasps only give it to you for a day.
Well,
Yeah.
So what was
No,
what
the
was
wasps were created as a revenge tactic on a very, very annoying nobleman.
So what was with the sniper?
Like I said, talked with a guy in an interesting looking cloak, and walked away for about 2 miles. Next thing I know, I was being barraged by bullets every other set of 6 seconds.
Why does that sound familiar?
Still,
I mean, to be fair, when is he not?
when am I not being attacked by people after talking to them? Most of the time. Usually I'm attacking people after they say something stupid.
Right.
And then the
Okay.
other 20% of the time I'm being kidnapped because I don't take into account my own stupidity.
Huh.
Anyways, how have you all been doing?
I've been alright.
Good.
Had some tea.
I don't know
Uh,
how to feel.
so apparently on my vacation, Matt, I now have to do some tech support work.
Oh, yeah, you mean the factory? I heard rumors about that place while I was looking around.
Yes, it looks like a certain rogue AI needs to be turned on and off again.
If that's as simple as it will be, then that shouldn't be too hard. But, Zeros, let me ask you a
It's a
question.
figure of speech.
Oh. So are you actually going to turn it back on again, or...
Yeah, because it's essential.
Well,
It's the hive mind that keeps the entire damn operation intact. More than likely. It's
I
probably
mean,
responsible for a bunch of the executive functions and has been for long enough. I mean, and there probably aren't the materials around here to remake another, are there? I mean, we could look
well,
into that.
I mean, there's plenty of materials on the islands. The problem is craftsmen have not been... So I've heard a few rumors of both people going missing a long, long time ago, and then a lot of rumors about people going missing recently who have taken a particular step up in the crafting chain, if you know what I'm saying.
Alchemy.
Well, more along the lines of people like us, people who are as skilled as crafters as us. Oh, that's why he was shooting at me. Yeah, so they're kidnapping and potentially killing people who are a certain level of crafting proficiency.
Huh.
Because probably as a way of making sure that we can't fix it, because the materials are all here, it just requires considerable amounts of skill to fix.
Good to
I'm
know
just
that.
gonna casually
Good to
roll
know
a
that
crafting
anybody
check.
who actually knows worth a damn doing anything is getting targeted.
So, what is
Okay.
your plan for the day? Because I'm planning on going into that
I
place.
just casually rolled a crafting check on that.
That's not a crafting check. That would be a warfare lore.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm gonna go into the place and snoop around.
That's a 9.
Yeah, he doesn't sound like he's talking
Myself as
nonsense.
usual, or
What?
is it just by yourself as usual, or what are we doing?
Well, first of all, I've gotten much more accustomed to operating by myself. The 20% of me being kidnapped is very, very much in the past.
Right, okay. Let's just pretend that is.
Matt, this is the sort of thing that my matron and sigil does to obstinate people who meddle too much in the affairs of gods. And try to pretend to be too much of one themselves to the point that they become an issue. Now, I don't know how this technology got to this plane, but it's a problem. And it needs to be stopped. And I'm not sure. This requires research.
Which is why I was gonna go in by myself. I was gonna find what I needed to find, and, well, it's a lot easier to get one person out of a sticky situation, than, all of us. So, you guys are more than welcome to come with me to the place, but I'm gonna go off on my own because I have a feeling me poking around alone will get quicker results.
Did you carry the gate key?
I do have a gate key on me, but that isn't
No,
a
I
bad...
mean
To be
the
fair,
gate key. The remote that I handed you.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's also a device to contact other people.
Wonderful. I
The
mean, we
person
also have
running the mainframe that it's connected to is a master of the gate spell, to the point that he hijacked an entire plane's network of ley lines and made it his bitch.
Well,
So,
more specifically, I was going to use the multi-sending stone because, honestly, if you're saying the tech they have is on this level, then is it far-fetched for me to assume that it'd be more efficient to use lower level tech with the same level of distance communication so that it's a bit harder for newer tech to be able to translate?
good point.
Wait, that was correct?
Excuse
I
me.
mean, I'm new to the
That
whole high
is,
tech
you
thing,
see,
but
one of the first things that I did when Dolores had me captured was I looked at her system of how she was having the automatons interface with the mainframe, and I was like, that's really inefficient. Why are they running on the same programming language? We need to take these slaves that are indentured to do nothing but suffer and downgrade them to shitty assembly that can't directly communicate with the terminal that the terminal has to interpret, that can't run commands on it, and then upgrade the terminal to run batch scripts as its programming language. And when I mentioned that, she was like, expound. And I went on in detail about how that very concept that you're going on about works. And how it's
wonderful.
good operation security.
Wonderful. Next thing you're going to
Anyway,
be telling me is that a network of weird goo flying all over the place makes good security. Makes a good security network.
depends on your definition of goo.
Well, more along the lines of the goo being used as some sort of way to encrypt data. Like, the goo flies around, something captures it, turns it into code, and then that code is used to encrypt data.
Too complex and energy consuming for what the task requires.
Fair enough. Well, I'm not saying for this task, but oh god. I need to
Anyway,
stop learning so much. Okay. Um
to be fair, as little as going on this, I probably wouldn't be opposed to also going to search around, I guess.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's
I don't really
fair
have much
enough.
else to do.
I always could take Graves with me.
Hey Matt, you got a second to give me a sketch of what the person who confronted you looks like?
I'll do you one better. And he pulls out a sketchbook and just starts sketching. Which is the same thing, but this way you won't have to sketch it out, so it can be a bit quicker. But he said this is probably what they'd look like if you were looking for them.
Let me go ahead and take the sheet from, fold it up, place it in one of my pouches. Thanks. That'll be useful. I'm gonna ask Rui what she has to say about it.
Of course. I do.
Followed by the Emerald Dragon. We need to figure out this issue before we go any further.
I mean, that's fine. I'm still going to go into the factory and start poking around. I'll keep you updated.
Will do.
And the whole point of me going in is to not fight anything. So I should be able to communicate. I'm going to try and figure out points of attack for you all. Try and figure out what exactly our enemies look like, what they can do without trying to fight them directly, and maybe snoop around in their files.
I could probably also switch into my more feral form to actually squeeze into the smaller places. If there even is smaller places. Which it's a factory. Why wouldn't there be?
Well, I mean, That's a little overcomplicated, don't you think? Better just to disguise yourself to look like those guys. They had a metallic sheen, so very possible that if I put my hood up and paint my face silver, I'll be able to sneak on in.
I mean, just merely saying if there are smaller places, I could at least try and squeeze through.
I mean,
Yeah.
have faith. She isn't a. I mean, you know.
Oh, I know, but stick with Zeros for now. And I'll meet you back here tonight.
Alright.
Okay, let's see how Matt does with his first step of infiltration.
Probably going to be as expected.
Remember, you get a +5 to your roll if you do the Mission Impossible theme.
No, you have to earn the Mission Impossible theme.
Yes, of course you have to earn the theme, but you still get a +5 if you do it.
Okay. You know what? Just because of the whole face swap like gimmick to it, yeah. I can't play it though because holy crap, that would get copyrighted so fast. And I don't mean like automatically. I mean, I've said enough shit about Tom Cruise. That'll be, manually done.
I didn't mean play the actual music. I mean hum it like Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove. Very stealthy. He's so stealthy. Look at him go.
Or do like a version that's just, or just do a version of it that's just full of fucking voice cracks. I think there's a version of that somewhere.
I
just
can
don't
roll
remember
my
what
stealth
it is.
for everybody.
Oh wait, no, that wouldn't quite work here, but... Oh no, you guys aren't following Matt in. Yeah, his infiltration will be fine. So... Yeah, you guys are going to talk with Rui and the Emerald Serpent, which is a good idea.
I'll go over to Rui first.
Okay. You guys all enter. Once again, she busts down the door with a punch. It regrew from yesterday. Actually, it regrew after you left. She says, welcome. Good to see you all again. I don't have tea or cakes prepared yet. It's a little early. Would you like some, eggs?
Sure.
I wouldn't mind.
Okie dokie. How do you like your eggs? No, I'm just kidding. Breakfast is pretty strict. I have scrambled eggs and bacon. That's about it.
No, right?
I was going to share with you one of my recipes if you were interested, but
No,
okay, that works.
My chef prioritizes pastry knowledge. There's only so much knowledge little Ronaldo can take into his head.
Or he explodes like the last.
Actually, he will explode if he learns too much. It's fixable, like, it's more fixable than a human. His right arm explodes, and then you just sew it back up, put some stuff in it, and boom, he's good.
The printing press is the #1 cause of puppet death since its invention.
Well, anyways, what brings you all here?
So, I say as I sit down over breakfast with her, there's been something that's been brought to my attention of late. Apparently, a while back on the island, a couple of 100 years ago, there were people that were being captured and being turned into automatons. Not puppets, mind you, but like actual automatons like the one that went rogue that you're dealing with currently.
Correct. There are 4 distinct units based off of 4 individuals.
Now, I have reports recently of people that are skilled craftsmen being captured recently and being turned into automatons.
That is news to me, but
We were met this morning, Rui, by someone who was armed with technology from a different time and place. A rifle that could shoot from miles away. Who was apparently
oh
more
no,
than
no, it's
likely
not
one
the
of these
rifle that does
automatons.
that. No, I know that is the most common one. They're called sniper bots, and they have like quadruple, if not quintuple, the range on pretty much any ranged weapon they use.
Well, I
Had
shot
that,
them back, but
yeah, no, it's a really dangerous piece of equipment, but there's not a lot of those. It takes a lot of resources to make. Well, the factory can produce these bots at a massive rate. It also, the people being kidnapped is usually the sign that an Archon unit has changed. So that would make this Archon 5238, which makes this a lot more complicated. Because with each generation of the Archon unit, it gets more and more and more unstable. So essentially, the problem is that we might have another reason to enter into this place sooner rather than later. Do you have any idea how recently people have been going missing? Like how long of a time frame this might have been happening?
I am not entirely certain. I know that there are people disappearing like a couple of weeks ago, according to what I heard.
That means the unit swap was probably done a couple of weeks ago, which would add up because it always has to be within 3 weeks of the cleaning going on. Any sooner and they do a cleaning too soon, and any later and they do the cleaning too late. So that makes sense. I guess my main concern at this point would be trying to find out more information about the abilities of these creatures and making sure they don't go on a rampage, which means I have to talk to both the Vice Admiral, who I have a feeling knows about our little arrangement, and the assistant governor. That okay, I need to make another deal with you off the books again.
I see.
I need you all to find a way to actively disengage them if they go past a certain point as soon as you decide to take on that task. Because if the Archon is any less stable than I think he is, that might be a thing he outwardly does. Or at the very least, if you could help prepare a couple of the factions on the islands against an attack without raising the general alarm bells to the Vice Admiral or Mr. Mono.
Mr. Bono is
The Vice Governor.
Oh, I forgot to tell him about the governor.
yeah.
He is
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, literally just stay away from him for your own mental well-being. He's not really as dangerous he's not really going to murder you. He'll get your friends to do that. This is why I can't have house guest.
Meanwhile, Galon is staring at his empty plate because there's no vegetarian option.
Little chef walks up to him, like, "Why no eat?"
Don't eat eggs.
Why no eat eggs? Oh, is it because bird?
Yes.
Oh, do you need different meat too?
Do you have grapefruit?
Yes. And he brings you
Oh.
back like a sack of grapefruits and says, "This enough?"
I just put an entire one in my giant beak mouth.
Okay.
God.
By the way, Rui, Mr. Mono wants to talk to you and guest.
What? Speak normal.
Mr. Mono wants to talk to you and guest.
Mono.
Mr. Mono. Vice
I
Governor.
don't know.
Co-boss.
Oh, shit. Well, that's good to know.
He'll be in shortly. And we're going to take our next break here because I have to prepare myself for that character.
I put yeah. If
And we're back. Once again, we have a picture of Mr. Mono. He is cut right down the middle of... We've cut right down the middle of being half of his little fur is white, half is black. There's red
The
eyes,
greatest
red
Monokuma.
mouth. Yeah. And he says, "Well, hello there. It's very, very good to see you all. Rui, why are you hiding our house guests from us? You know how I hate to do that. I hate when you do that." And Rui's like, they're not house guests. They're just eating breakfast with us. Breakfast? What? Come on, Rui. You know we can't let them eat breakfast and not stay over. No. It's a business meeting, but breakfast was being served. What business, Rui? Oh, there's no need to bear any secrets from us, Rui. Come on, you know it's unbearable when you do this to me.
I whisper, Zeros, lie.
Then Rui's like, hold on 1 second, and she picks the bear up and she punches it into the other room, locks the door, and says, "Okay, now that that's over with,
Yes,
you should get going after you quickly finish your breakfast."
I can take mine with me. It's in a sack.
Ah, that's nice.
I'm
But
already done
we
eating, and I
probably
am out the
should
door
find
ahead of the
another
group.
place to meet. Because if
That's
you
a
have
good.
another meal here, he's going to insist you stay overnight. And, well, last
We
time
have
we
a
did that, we lost every house guest.
we have a ship you could stay at.
Yes, he looks like the sort of person who I don't want to engage in fun and games with.
Well, his definition of fun and games is much different, so correct. Have you ever played Uno Roulette?
What?
Yes, Uno
I played.
Roulette, where
Uh,
every time you say Uno in an Uno game, you end up having to play Russian roulette with 5 bullets in the chamber.
I played Russian Roulette Uno, but not Uno Russian Roulette.
Really, like, in the world that I am on the seat of the council on, we have this game show that sometimes sometimes people in government that are looking for a vacation when they haven't earned it get put on, that I was on way back in the day. We call it 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors, and he looks like the special guest host of a show like that. So, yeah, I don't think I want to play with them.
That makes sense. Honestly, he says he's on vacation since he got here.
Oh, joy! Let's get the hell out of here. From one to another, I know what that means. Anyway,
Yep. So, what's the next stop, Zeros?
well, let's see what the Emerald Dragon has to say. They were looking for some people. Maybe this is connected.
Yes. By the way, in the next 20 minutes, we will have that hero bet settled. Hero point bet settled, both of them. So, because it is 104 Minnesota to 96 Nuggets, so, and 38 seconds left, which means 20 minutes from now we'll have our answer.
Ew. Not my nuggies.
The Dino Nuggies, please.
Oh, the
Oh,
Nuggets just
no.
scored 3, and there's 30 seconds left.
Are they Dino Nuggies or are they the lightning bolts that Burger
They're
King used
gold
to have?
Nuggets.
The
No, I don't.
lightning bolts.
Wrong answer. They're the little lightning bolt nuggies that Burger King used to
Oh,
have.
13 seconds, and
Oh
it's
my god, I've never
106 to
seen that.
99. Sorry, we're going to take a quick break before we go to the Emerald Dragon because I am too excited about the ending. We'll be back.
called the Nuggies to lose.
So the Nuggets have lost. It was a very close game at the end of it. So yeah. Tale of Two Halves, by the way, is what we call that little game. So we have new hero point winners. Lightsbane, Alvera, and Yuki get 20, and Yuki gets 25 because he bet on the under for Cat getting 8 rebounds, which was statistically less likely. So technically, I'll give
what
you
happened?
6. Oh, the Timberwolves won.
So
I
now
get
Zeros
how
is
many hero
sitting
points?
at.
Yeah, it's 20 for the win, 0 if you lose. When we get to the finals, it'll be 20 for win, 20 for loss.
You said I gained 26, right?
Correct.
That puts me at 104 hero points. What the actual fuck?
I think you use this many hero points, man. I mean, just
He did.
I
He spent
try
half
to
of them.
roleplay what I roll.
Yes.
I had to come up with a creative use of just bending time and space
well, I mean, you're
to
going to
spend
have.
even close to what I had, and then I gained back more than I spent to begin with.
Also, you're going to have a lot of uses of Protestos, and save statement, I think I'm going to have to take half your hero points for every time you use them. Which may or may not be relevant. Or someone can, give up all of their hero points. It's either all of you give up half, or if one of you has enough to give up all of them for the equivalent of half, you can do that. Regardless, we are talking to the Emerald Dragon now, so I'll give you that map again, even though really the map is there to give you an idea of what the temple looks like.
I've said it before, but I don't even keep track of hero points anymore because I always end with a net positive.
Oh, that'll change very quickly, Keith.
What if you
I'll
only
be
have
back just a second.
So, what are you asking the Emerald Dragon, Zeros? Or the Emerald Serpent?
We have reports of a change in the guard and the rogue automaton issue
I'm sorry, there's
that you
rogue
may have
automatons.
heard me mentioning about
Oh, right.
the last
You
time
did
that
say
I showed up
Yep.
here.
Yep, you did say that.
Apparently they've moved on to the new series of them, and now there's 2 active at once. And the new one decided to make a changing of the guard by getting new recruits. Craftsmen, apparently.
If
The
anything,
sort
the
of craftsmen
craftsmen
who
are
can fix
just
the
there.
issue with the factory that's going on.
That would make sense. Also, it would be a way of, it would also, I guess you could say, be a way of making it so that more skilled craftsmen can't do things that may or may not get in his plans for upcoming strategies he wants to pull off.
The worry is that these crafts are similar to a form of alchemy. And with these robots growing more and more unstable, they may try to form an army of replicants.
Yes. So, are you telling me I should tell my students to be on guard?
Yes, high alert.
Okay,
But try not to act suspicious. They're watching. They have snipers.
That makes it a little bit easier for me to understand how not to be suspicious. I'll also see if I can talk to the Blue Stork about maybe getting some of his disciples to help with the defense of Rocksteady. My main problem, though, is there are people on the outside of Rocksteady, and those would probably be their first targets. But they usually start by kidnapping anyone they find particularly useful, and then they'll go on to more major plans in about 3 weeks. So you probably have a few timetables, but that's another timetable. So
Understood.
well, I think for now that sums up what I have going on here. What are your plans for the rest of the day?
Well, if we move too suddenly, they'll catch on. And I don't want to know what sort of army they would send, considering how much trouble a single one of their automatons was to deal with.
That makes sense.
There may be a way to take care of this with subterfuge, but I'm not entirely sure. It requires some research, which is why I came to you for any sort of potential solution.
The only real way to research that is to send someone in to snoop around. So unless you've already done that, then I can't really think of anything. There are books
Yeah, we're
on the
already on
island
it. I'm
from
just covering our
1,200 years
bases.
ago, but, you know. Those are in a
Hey!
library that I don't have access to.
Oh, where is it?
It's in the city. It's that big tower in the center of town. The Tower of Babel, I believe they call it.
Fun.
I am back.
Yeah, so good luck with getting into that, because, you know, it's never easy getting into that place. Like, it's so exclusive, it makes you think that the person who operates it is some sort of crazy demigod. But you'll see what I mean when you get there.
Let me guess, the Minotaur Liberamancer?
No, there's a bunch of Venora who keep track of the entrance. You'll see when I get there. Or you'll see when you get there. So does anyone
Fair
remember
enough.
what a Venora is?
What's the check?
Society.
Alright,
They're a
1 sec.
playable race, by the way, so... I think they're called Veneras. Let me just double check. Monkey people. Like,
Wukong.
yeah, like literal, like, there's literally a particular heritage that is quote unquote descended from Sun Wukong. So, yes. So you walk up to the place, and yes, it's guarded by two Venara, a sagely looking gentleman in robes and a nice, fancy hat, and a woman who looks more trained in the martial arts. And as you approach, they say, "Hold on, who are you to be entering this place at this time of year?"
We were sent by the Emerald Dragon to research the issue with the automatons going on currently, on the grounds that there are books here that detail it that happened, similar events that happened 1,200 years ago, which we were given express permission to review. Hold
He
on 1
holds no
second.
power over this tower. But maybe one of you is interesting enough to be allowed to be let in.
I can juggle.
Juggle
I can
for
go
us.
meow.
Okay, hold
Oh my
on.
god.
I'll perform it.
Oh,
Oh,
roll
this one.
twice, by the way. And we'll
This
take
is
the better result.
roll 2.
Roll 2 and we'll take the better result. And the gentleman in the robes whispers to
Fucking
the
nat 20 again.
one who is the actual guard. And he turns back and is like, "Ah, yes, you have been You have been foretold in the scrolls for quite some time. Come on in,
Gavilon
King
is
of Juggling.
Gavilon is juggling 300 flaming pinballs a mile high.
Damn.
Yes,
God.
that's why he said, please come on in, King of Juggling, and do not worry about letting the pinballs drop. Your allies
This
can
is
deal with the wreckage.
this is called level 20 juggling.
Excuse me?
Yes, you heard me. You can deal with the wreckage. Come now, King of Juggling.
I let them fall, but they all fall in a way where they don't land on anyone, because that's what Nat 20 gets you, bitch.
And he opens the door, and then inside is a small room with a little portal to it, and he says, after you.
Can I, like, try and sense his motivation?
Yes, that's a sense motive which you can use through lie to me via deception or performance.
Well,
I have lie to me. I have lie to me. I think.
Well,
Gonna say.
technically, Gavilon's the only one who's been allowed access.
Oh.
Yes.
This is just a quick question.
He is
when
going
you
to
say-
take you to meet God. In the non-lethal matter of speaking.
alright then, this is a very unmodern Gavilon thing to do, but I'll just walk through the portal.
And before you stands Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. And he claps and is like, finally, a worthy court jester for my fun, endless party.
Ah, well, I've been called worse in my eons of existing.
The Juggling King has finally shown.
Oh, hey, I almost worshipped you.
I mean, what's keeping you from worshipping me?
Eons of torture.
Yeah, that'll do it. Well, what do you need from me, brah?
What?
Yeah, what do you need from me, brah?
Well, I like to wait for the others to get here first.
No, they're not coming in. They don't deserve it.
Ah,
You're the Juggling King. You're interesting. They're so boring and matter of fact and rule abiding.
well, that's not true. The fox, for example, can make gems out of their grass.
That's hilarious, but that sounds more like something Nivy Rumble's asshole would be into.
Well, you see, we have a problem here. I don't know why I'm here.
And he turns to the one in the fun hat and he says, Richard, why is he here? The books from 1200 years ago in the town, the towers, in my liege. Oh yeah, those books. Yeah, they're boring after the 500th read, so I'll give them to you, but in exchange, I want a promise.
What is this promise?
I just want you to get back to being a more interesting, relatable version of yourself.
I don't know
go too
about.
crazy. Well, at least a little more.
I don't think I've ever been relatable, but I'm certainly interesting.
Yeah, brah. You used to be hella relatable, brah.
Brah?
Yeah. You know, like brava? Or brother, sorry. Brah.
Oh, okay. Brah, and he gives the most forced thumbs up imaginable.
Yo, peace out, homie.
I hate it here.
You're not even
Yeah.
here!
I'm internalizing the cringe right now.
This is my fault. I didn't choose this.
Anyways, tell those homos that they are not welcome at the tower, but they can have the books if they need them.
Okay, I will do that.
Also, very much call them homos.
Oh, okay.
There is nothing wrong with that, but if they take offense to that, then they're definitely not welcome in this tower.
Okay, Mr. Wukong.
By the way, if you find yourself in front of my seat, make sure you have, I think it's 7 pieces of gum, or you won't be allowed to enter into my paradise.
7 pieces gum. Got it.
Okay, have fun.
Alright.
See you later, brah.
Sayonara.
Oh.
And he gets on his last flaming bowling pin and skates down it through the portal back.
And you exit the tower, which you accidentally set on fire on your way out.
The most radical thing one can do.
Okay, what do you tell the others?
We need chewing gum next time.
No, what else?
I have the book.
And what do you call?
What do you call? Tubular? Oh, yeah. You are all homosexuals.
There's the guy who was let in for his ball juggling prowess. Ooh.
You hear a voice say, "Fuck it, that guy's cool. He can come in next time."
Well, there we go. Problem solved.
Well, you also have the books, so problem was solved when you exited. Also,
Wow, I
you
didn't know-
hear people saying, "Oh, we should probably put out that fire," and the tower starts saying, "The roof, the roof, the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the mother effort burn. Burn, motherfucker. Burn, motherfucker." So that's happening.
The important thing here is this was all my fault. Also, I didn't know that Zeros was a homophobe. So, what's next?
No, he's not.
No,
He's
I just figured that it
burning
was
you.
appreciated for the venue.
Yes.
Zeros is a pantheist. He essentially believes in all gods. And when he heard about this place, and he was looking for an excuse to be let in, that was his response.
Well, regardless.
Well, bit late, but it worked in the end.
Yep. Well, it wouldn't have worked from the beginning. Ah.
Yep.
Well, regardless, you have the books. It'll take considerable amount of time to get the books read, because the minute he try to hand them over to you, Zeros, they're about 6 bulk a piece worth of paper. So basically,
yeah, I got
Gavilon can
pouches for this.
transport them easier because they aren't 6 bulk to him, but you basically they're large books in what languages do you speak?
Yeah, what exactly are these books?
They're history books written by modern day historians from
Oh, yeah.
12,000 years ago.
You're asking me or Zeros?
Let's go down the list. I speak. One moment. I speak Abyssal, Aklo, Orin, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elven, Infernal, Necril, Shadowtongue, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
I speak, pretty much, I think, just common
You see,
and
you think I'm just a rogue, but my key score is int at 21.
I speak common, elven, abyssal, tengu, and undercommon, but I still have that reading thing that reads for me regardless of the language.
You might want to lend that to Zeros because it won't automatically translate the code, but it's written in a very old dialect of Osirian, in other words, ancient Osirian. And the ring he has will help you read it even if you don't understand the language, but it's coded, so you need your code breaking skills to figure out what's being said.
I forgot to choose my languages.
I have Legendary Codebreaker.
Yes, I know. It won't
So
take long. I just wanted to let you know that it is, in fact, encoded, because you literally put your finger on the first word as it starts translating for you, and it says, the anarchist cookbook, and then the first recipe is an actual cooking recipe.
So I look through my pack and I find it, and it's covered like cobwebs because I haven't touched it since I was able to read. This might help. It has the voice of Stan Fry.
That will make this much faster. Like, if I don't speak a language, I normally have to take the time to be able to interpret it.
Yes,
But
this reads language automatically. The crippled stuff in this game really is overpowered.
It is.
Also, he nerfed it. It could also translate any text, even if it's like encoded.
Yeah, I nerfed that because that is a step too far. Also, did it actually say that, or was it interpretation?
I think it just said any written word.
So, would it translate the code too, or that's why I think I don't think I agree with it being able to translate codes.
I think it could understand the meaning behind the words, so encoding would be pointless.
Let's see. I mean, I'm still going to have it go that way, but I'm curious.
I think it's called a reading ring or reading glasses.
It's a reading ring. A greater reader, except it can read any written language and enable the wearer to comprehend what it reads. So, in other words, it would still be coded. It just would allow him to understand what the code is so he can solve it from there. In other words, it'd translate it to the words he knows from one of his languages. So he can comprehend it. Not understand, but comprehend. If it says the wearer to understand what it reads, I would allow it to skip coding. But it's one of those helpful problem-solving text.
It'd probably speed up the time that I would need to use Legendary Codebreaker, though.
Yeah, you guys could head back to the ship, and you'd probably be done with the Legendary Codebreaker side of it by the time Matt would come back to you. And
actually, wait, did you say that the first book was literally the Anarchist Cookbook?
Well, no, but it's an actual cookbook.
It's the Anarchist Cookbook.
Hold on.
It's a history text, but it's labeled as a book you might know of, but it's an actual book full of recipes.
I lost my character. Again, I need to pull them up. I lost my character sheet. One sec.
For some reason, the Anarchist Cookbook was just the first thing I could think of when I thought of cookbooks.
It was a funny joke.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But it's also relevant because due to my character's past lives, including in D20 modern campaigns, I would know the way that this book is written in. Offhand.
That'll definitely speed things up. You'd be done before Matt got back to you, but it'd still take about 4 hours to get through all of the books. It'd just be much easier to get through the first book.
One of them.
Yeah.
Yep. A refreshing take on a modern classic.
Yep. If by refreshing take on a modern classic, you mean 12,000 years ago as being a refreshing take on a
It's relative. It's a spiral.
That is the correct answer. I give you a hero
In the
point,
universe that in the omniverse that that represents Zeros is from, super chain theory was proven, so it's a moot point.
Well, regardless, Matt comes back and once again climbs onto the ship from the water, and this time he's not being followed. He's like, "So, what did you guys learn?"
Well, I'm still reviewing the books. but we found some resources to look up about the incident that happened previously in the past with the automatons.
That makes sense. Do you mean the kidnapping incident or the incident about the Iron Roof family? Because those are two different things.
I didn't specify when I sent Gavilan to look for the books.
Fair enough. So I do have a bit more information, and I messed with the machine's programming. Sorry, I didn't send any updates, but I realized as soon as I managed to sneak in under the guise of being one of the automatons that if I pulled out a green stone and started talking, I'd probably blow all of that cover I built. Anyways, got to the main programming station, put in a kill command for the bots if they go past a certain point, and hit it under a whole lot of other code. It's basically in what I think the coding for dummies book called spaghetti code.
Mhm.
And that, which I didn't do myself. I had Reeve help me with a little bit of the spaghetti code so that I could plug it into that. Um, then I ended up making it so I found some logs on various things going on. There's a new Archon, and also the manufacturing process is going haywire. Not just because there's bots being made at too quick of a rate for them to be programmed functionally. The kill switch still works with that knowledge in mind, but there's so much alcohol being made at the moment that they don't have enough bots to store all of them, which means that there's probably going to be various piles of highly explosive, highly flammable chemicals everywhere. Both and certain buildings are no-go. So I've labeled our areas of search to take out the Archon unit, which is a humanoid unit, by the way. So the actual mainframe is not the Archon unit. That's something I discovered. But we take out the Archon unit. That means I can add someone else to the admin processes of the mainframe. And then from there, I can open up the place where the reactor is and shut down the overproduction that is going on.
Okay.
Did that make sense?
Kill the Archon.
Yep. To be
Yeah,
fair,
it's
this is like
unfortunate, but
most of our
unless you
missions
have
so
their
far.
etheric signature from before they were turned, there's no way to turn an automaton back into a human being.
Well, yeah, they're not really. Another thing, your theory about. Like, I talked with Reeve about it, and he wanted to put something into that spaghetti code to take a look around, figure out what those things are, and it's not quite what you were fearing. It's not what you were fearing, it's just they're not turning the individuals into a single unit, they're turning an individual into multiple units by breaking down the individual's personality and some of its spiritual aspects into lines of code that they can then embed into various metals and chips and wiring and circuits to make a synthetic replica of them without the pesky personality traits that would keep them from working properly.
Ah, great. Then that means it can be reverse engineered.
Well, correct, but you know, it's not quite what you were thinking because the people there are long dead on a spiritual and mental level. At this point, they're just smart AI. They come from the minds of a humanoid, but they're fragmented. So their ability to process everything is much lower than ours, or is much higher than ours, but much lower than where it would be dangerous.
Understood.
Yes. Anyways, I am going to let you all take charge whenever you're ready to actually charge into the facility, and then I'll try and sneak behind you and make my way back to the mainframe to start poking around and assisting you. But the main buildings I could think of for you guys to look at are the museum, the observatory that they have there, the office building, the little drinking parlor, and most importantly, the complaints department. And from there, if you can't find the Archon, I'll be able to narrow it down to one location. But we need to clear out those other locations and get access codes from them in order to get to the Archon if he's there. So, that being said, that seems like the best plan of action, but I'll leave you to you all to start it.
Are we all mainly going? Are we all just individually going to each place, or are we?
No. You and your platoons will be going to each place. The complaints department is the one place I think you all can go to without worrying about much. But I don't know. Just stick to the group. Try and make sure you're not too noticeable, but the Machina there, the only thing I can really dig up from the blueprints of them is that they are. You know how some things are immune to types of damage?
Yeah.
Don't use electricity on them. They turn that into life force. Or they basically can use that and various nano machines to heal themselves.
Nano machines, son.
Hey, Jinx.
So yeah, everything should be alright as long as you don't do that. And, that's all I got for you for now. And I would recommend you rest before immediately going in. But like I said, with some help from Reeve, that shut-off sequence, if they go too close to any of the settlements I've currently discovered on my time on the islands, they should be shutting off within 2 miles of any of those places. Which means the snipers can still attack places, but the kidnapping should stop. By the way, that will do for now, because I've got to populate the maps before we begin with the actual introduction to the place that we are going to enter. Next time we will start our little raid on the Iron Brew Brewery. And that'll be it for today. So thank you all for coming by, watching, letting us get some nice interaction with you if it was possible. We'll see you all